What is up, beautiful people? My name is Jenny Lee. I am 23 years old and I want to start a YouTube channel, hence why I am here and hopefully why you're here. My main goal for this channel is just to help whoever I can, even if it's one person, even if it's 5 people, whoever is willing to come watch these videos, get what they need to get from these videos. I'm just glad to help and to be there. And for this video, kind of what I wanted to do is just to give my background, show where I've came from, how I got to where I am. It hasn't been pretty, it hasn't been easy, but we all have our challenges, we all have obstacles that we face, and I'm hoping that my story can help someone else to see that it's okay to make the change and it's okay to start basically a new life if that's how you want to see it. So we're just going to dive right in. When I was about 3 years old, I started gymnastics, and then I carried on through gymnastics till I was about 16. But within that time, if you know anything about gymnastics, there's gymnastics and then there's trampoline and tumbling. When I was about 10, I quit gymnastics, like artistic gymnastics, went into trampoline and tumbling, which is literally you do a trampoline routine, you do a tumbling pass, and you do this thing called the double mini. Started that when I was about 10. Won the Junior Olympics when I was 11 for trampoline and tumbling. And then I quit when I was about 14, 15. I wanted to do something different. I went into cheerleading. I started track and field. And through that whole time, I had my parents' support, but both of my parents have their own struggles. Both my parents are alcoholics, and I actually no longer speak with my mother. My mother is a huge alcoholic and drug addict, and someone that I decided was not an influence I needed in my life. After she left, I did not keep contact with her. I figured life was better without her, and that's honestly been the best case. It's been fine, and people are like, fine? Like, yes, it's been fine. I am living, I'm surviving. I have forgiven her. She has chosen her path. I have no control over her, and so she is doing what she feels is best for her life. I am doing what is best for my life, and that is all that needs to be said. And so through most of my life growing up, I didn't really have a whole lot of parent support, no matter how hard they tried to be. They just weren't all mentally there. And so when it came to sports, they would go to my practices and they'd be screaming at me my whole practices. And it was, no matter how hard I tried, it wasn't good enough. And I'm very thankful that I had that, because in the time it was hard, but now I realize that it's actually shaped me to be who I am. And I'm proud of myself. I am proud of my thought process and everything that came from gymnastics, that came from my parents being that way, and then came from switching over to new sports, track and field, and then I did cheerleading as well. But actually in middle school is whenever I switched to track and field and cheerleading, because gymnastics was no longer such a time constraint. I was able to do other sports. That's when the bullying started. I was very heavily bullied starting in about 6th grade, actually. 6th, 7th grade is when it started. I've always had a very big muscle build on me. I've had a lot of muscle mass. I've always had, like, I'm not trying to brag, always had a 6-pack, always had shoulders, just from gymnastics. And starting at such a young age, it's you develop it and then you keep it. And so I started being bullied about 6th, 7th grade. I was called Jenny He, Jenny Man, Jenny Craig. I'd be shoved up against lockers. There was a game to try to push me into trash cans. And it was hard. And I still to this day hear that I'm intimidating, that I'm scary, that, my muscles don't look good on women and all this other things. And I've learned to accept it. I've learned to realize, like I said earlier, I can't control these people. I can't control their thoughts. I just have to go on living my life. And I'm thankful that I learned that at such a young age. And then that bullying actually carried on all through high school. All those names, the games that they played, everything carried on until I graduated high school. But speaking of high school, when I was 16, I quit pretty much all sports, and then I started coaching gymnastics. And that's where I kind of figured out what I really like to do. I really always wanted to work with kids. I wanted to show them that it's okay to be myself, it's okay to be themselves, it's okay to be strong as a female. And then when I was about 18, 19, I just kind of had like a little mini mental breakdown, quit coaching, went to bartending, and then I started drinking very heavily all the time. I was drinking on the job, and then I would leave work and go drink some more at a bar. And then I would wake up, and then either I would sleep all day, or I'd wake up and go drink even more during the day, take a nap, go to work, drink after. Started gaining a lot of weight, started realizing I really didn't like who I was. I lost contact with most of my family. I'll never say I was an alcoholic. I will never self-diagnose myself, but I did have an alcohol problem. It was something that I did for fun. It was something that it was mainly all I thought about most of the time. And so when I was about 19 and 20, I was actually living in California at the time. It got really bad. I came back, got even worse. I got out of a relationship, and it was just all I did. That's all my friends did. That's all I did. That's what my job consisted of. And so I finally realized one morning I woke up and I hated how I felt. I was hungover again. I didn't get anything done that day. My house was a disaster. I didn't really have that many close friends. And I started to realize that the lifestyle I was living, it wasn't a good one. It wasn't a safe one. It wasn't where I needed to be. And so I decided to make those changes. I started going to the gym. I was about 21, almost 21. It was right for my 21st birthday. I started going to the gym. I was doing about an hour cardio a day, maybe doing some light weights, nothing super crazy, because I was still always had a muscle build. I didn't want to get bulkier at the time. And so I would just do cardio just to be healthy, because that's what I thought it consisted of. Started changing my eating habits and started slowly seeing all these differences. And then I lost all my friends. People that I was drinking with every day, no longer wanted to hang out with me. And at first I was extremely hurt by this. I didn't understand what I had done so wrong to make them not want to hang out with me. And then I kind of took a step back and realized my life no longer aligned with theirs, that I was making changes to better myself, and not that they aren't bettering themselves or good people. It's just our lives no longer aligned. We didn't have that thing, that drinking, in common anymore. And now I'm very, very thankful for that. And I'm very glad that I made the changes I did. And it's lonely and it's hard. And there's days where you sit at home and you just want to cave in and go drink just so you have someone with you. But it's not worth it in the end. And then I still wasn't seeing a lot of changes doing all the cardio. And so I completely changed my diet. I was vegetarian at the time. I'm now pescatarian. So at the time I was just eating high carb, high fat meals, because I didn't know really what to eat. So I started doing all my own research on supplements, all my own research on diet as a vegetarian, and how much cardio I should be doing, what kind of lifting I should be doing, and all these other things. And from there, my life started. And whoa, that made me emotional saying that. From there, my life started, and I've really never seen it that way. I never realized what putting all that time into myself did. Didn't see that coming. But yeah, making all those changes was honestly the best thing. Sorry, I have food in the oven. Making those changes is one of the best things I ever did for myself, and I will forever, that's so annoying, I will forever be thankful that I made those changes. And so, like I said earlier, the goal of this channel is just to hopefully help at least one person to realize it's okay to change your life. It's okay to lose friends. It's okay to better yourself. It's not selfish. I mean, people might see it as selfish, but it's not. I promise you, in the end, you will be a better person. Your relationships will be better. Your life will be better with those changes. And even if it's not to change and go into weightlifting, that's fine. You don't have to lift weights. Find something that makes you happy, that gets you up and moving. Go join a co-ed team, start walking, try to run a marathon, whatever it is that gets you up and moving, just do it. And you will realize how much your life will change. And it's so, so amazing. And so thank you guys for watching this. If there's ever any questions, comment below, go to my Instagram. You can email me, you can write me a comment, you can DM me, you can go to my Snapchat and message me. Whatever it is, just contact me, and I will always give 100% to make sure I answer your questions. Even if it's not personally, it'll be through a message or through a video or on my Instagram story or whatever it may be. I will always do my best to answer any questions. And even if one of you watch this, even if 5 people watched this, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please just help me on this journey. And thank you guys. I love you guys. Until the next time.